time for the penultimate day of fictions. Will we get a winner confirmed already? Or will it be continued in the final episode? Tune in to find out. Hello and welcome back to the Bamzooki tag competition. I'm your host, Robotic Master. Let's have a quick look at the standings from the previous round, shall we? There still appears to be plenty to play for today. Let's crack on!
Round 8.
Round 8 will begin with Snooze taking on Pope John Paul, two fairly quick zooks here, followed by Cheerio and Squiggle, who both are about the same sort of size, kinda, maybe, a little bit, I don't know, they look good anyway. Wiz will then take on Mr. Bugface. Will Wiz finally be the first zook to take down Mr. Bugface, or will Mr. Bugface continue on his undefeated crusade? Who knows? Then Triantula will take on Evolute, followed by the one-eyed monster taking on Flowerpot, and finally rounding out the round, we're going to have Long Bob versus Cyclone. Long Bob is a very big critic of the mighty Cyclone, and he's going to want to prove a point here. But this is certainly going to be an exciting round. I hope you're looking forward to it. Let's tune in.
Stepping into the arena. Snooze versus Pope John Paul II.
3, 2, 1, go! And there we go, that's a good start there for PJP, but PJP has already gone off. That's kind of a shame, but Snooze is going to lap that up with all of his experience and just score tons of points. He's fairly manoeuvrable and really quick, which has proven to be a massive advantage for Snooze. He's become incredibly pingy throughout the contest so far and does a little hop there, a little squiggle there. But he does seem to be picking up tons of points, and when you let him off on one, he can really go there and dominate the other's opponent. He's very quick, he's very fast, he's up against Zook, which is one of the fastest Zooks, but he's already off, leaving the arena to himself to pick up points at a fairly quick speed. Look at him go, that must be really impressive total, you know, which is going to serve him well for the future, but time is up. What is the final score?
Your winner is Snooze.
And a convincing victory for Snooze there, winning 22-1. This was greatly helped by PJP utilising the Antarctic and ice, which seems to be the Bamzooki arena, to career off in the early stages. He just did not seem to have the accuracy to continue to hit targets. Snooze was just cool, calm and collective, and after PJP's absence, was able to rack up a decent tally of points. Let's just hope it continues for the remainder of the contest.
Stepping into the arena. Cheerio versus Squiggle.
3, 2, 1, go! And it's starting time between these two zooks with a very pointy front. They both seem to be trying to score as many points as possible after that early collision. Cheerio completely missed the target before getting tangled in Squiggle's affairs once more, and they clash again before Cheerio, well, he's kind of trying to do a leg lock on Squiggle, but he's not really doing very well because Squiggle's still moving. Kind of. Not very fast, but he's still moving. But he's limiting the amount of points he can score. This is dirty tactics by Cheerio, but I think Squiggle still has the advantage and he's dragging Cheerio around like a rag. He seems to have very big effect in his movement and they're both stuck. They're both down. Yeah, they're both down as well. Cheerio dragged him down, and that will be that. What's the final score?
Your winner is Squiggle.
Despite Cheerio wanting to grind Squiggle to a halt, Squiggle was still able to win 6-2. You would think that Cheerio's got enough speed and power to win in its own right, but recently he's taken to dirty tactics to make sure he gets as many points as possible. He's limited Squiggle here to only a 4-point lead over him over the course of the contest before making him fall off the arena together at the same time. Kind of dirty tactics, but Squiggle won't care because Squiggle's picked up the win. Shame that Cheerio had to resort to such tactics though.
Stepping into the arena. Wiz versus Mr. Bugface.
3, 2, 1, go! And this contest begins. Wiz is a confrontation with Mr. Bugface, sitting him completely on his back, and Mr. Bugface can do absolutely nothing. I think he may have got an early point, but now all he can do is rock from side to side while Wiz just picks up point after point after point. You can see how his body just kind of flops, and that's all it's supposed to be doing when that target moves. It's a real shame because it doesn't seem to have any self-righting mechanism, although you wouldn't really think you would need one, although Wiz really needed a stay on the mat sensor because it's just falling off. But let's see what the final score is anyway.
Your winner is Wiz.
In what is the biggest shock of the contest so far, Mr. Bugface has suffered his first defeat at the hands of Wiz with a final score of 10-1. That early flip of Mr. Bugface onto his back knew he couldn't self-right after that point. He just wiggled and wobbled and just couldn't do anything about it. Wiz took full advantage and scored plenty of points, but he will be utterly disappointed he fell off early, meaning he couldn't fully capitalise on the situation. Will that prove costly later on? Who knows? Let's just hope not.
Stepping into the arena. Triantula versus Evolute.
3, 2, 1, go! And away we go between these two zooks, and Triantula almost fell over, but Evolute is just letting Triantula score, just dancing around the target. What are you doing? I mean, you're getting some points there. It's pretty evenly matched so far. Evolute just seems to get entangled up in Triantula's legs here. This is still so much to play for, and Evolute goes up into the sky. There it goes up in, well, I don't know how he landed back in the arena. That was some impressive flip all the same, but Triantula doesn't care. Evolute is on his back with no way to self-right. He just looks completely flat at the moment, and his legs are just flying away in nowhere's land. But Triantula is just casually scoring points, not worried about what Evolute's doing here, because it knows exactly what it needs to do to win, and that's to score points, and that's exactly what he is doing. Dancing around Evolute there, and running out of time there. What is the final score between these two zooks?
Your winner is Triantula.
And once again, Evolute flatters to deceive as Triantula picks up a 13-7 win. He got flipped on his back and did his standard party trick of just dancing around the target instead of hitting it. His owner must be incredibly disappointed with his performance so far throughout the contest. Triantula, on the other hand, did a very impressive performance here. Just seemed to completely ignore what Evolute was doing, despite Evolute's best intentions to try and distract and disrupt Triantula's progress. Well done, Triantula. Let's hope you can take that forward for the remainder of the contest.
Stepping into the arena. The One-Eyed Monster versus Flower Pot.
3, 2, 1, go! And away we go in this contest. One-Eyed Monster completely rams into the flower pot, and they're just pushing each other. They're pushing and they're not moving, although One-Eyed Monster finally puts his flower pot away to get his first point. You can see the speed advantage well, and then he tries to run. He's pushing the flower pot again. He can't go away from the flower pot. Look at them. Now they're two abreast, and they seem to be attached by the leg. They're separated now. One-Eyed Monster is continually pushing flower pot. Is he? Oh my god, the One-Eyed Monster has fallen off! This is insane, and the flower pot's fallen off! Oh my god, I don't even know who's won this contest. I think we're gonna have to check the final scores here. Who's won?
Your winner is the One-Eyed Monster.
I'm pretty sure this was more of a war of attrition than an actual tag contest. The One-Eyed Monster picks up a narrow 6-5 victory, and Flower Pot must be feeling disappointed with that. The One-Eyed Monster fell off, and then Flower Pot was able to pick up a few points for it, fell off itself. Flower Pot must be kicking themselves not to take full advantage of the fall of One-Eyed Monster. But that being said, that was a really entertaining contest. Well played both zooks, even if you ended it prematurely.
Stepping into the arena. Long Bob versus Cyclone MK5.
3, 2, 1, go! And it's time for the two zooks fighting for a top 3 slot here. It's Long Bob versus Cyclone. Cyclone the rookie. Long Bob the Grand Master of Zooks by Grandy. It looks pretty evenly matched so far, but Long Bob does appear to have the advantage, which should be expected considering the amount of experience Grandy has over the Wolf from here. But he's actually holding up pretty well here, and I think the Wolf fan will be impressed. He seems dead held in toe-to-toe with Long Bob, and they're still at it. Long Bob's just pushing into one side, and he's got another point, and he's just thrown Cyclone completely off the map, saying, "This is my yard and I own it. You're not having anything here, Mr. Cyclone." And then Long Bob is just, oh my god, Long Bob's gone too! I think he's won the contest, but yeah, wow. What's the final score?
Your winner is Long Bob.
And after that epic contest between the student and the Master Grandee wins that contest pretty comfortably with a score of 19-5. Cyclone put up a really impressive performance here against the Grand Master of Bamzooki, Grandee. His success in the early series of the Bamzooki really paid off here, flicking Cyclone around like a piece of paper. He ended up being too much for the mighty Cyclone, who's had a very impressive performance to date, but can it recover to fight for a top 3 place? Who knows? Now that that round's out the way, let's take a quick sneak peek at standings. Mr. Bugface's first defeat will make sure that this contest goes on to the final episode of the competition. However, it does hold a 2-result advantage over its opposition, meaning it is the 100% favourite to win the competition. Its main rivals are the 3 Zooks you see in second place. Triantula and Lombob both picked up wins, while Cyclone failed to beat Lombob, which has created this 3-way tie as second place. Wiz, Poke, John Paul, Snooze and Squiggle all have an outside chance of winning, but they do have to make up some significant points difference disadvantages over Mr. Bugface himself. For the other Zooks, well, their time has been and come, but they can't win the contest from this point. However, they can very well play spoiler if they wish to. We'll see how that pans out later on. But for now, let's move on to round number 9.
Round 9.
And now it appears we're getting to the closing stages of this competition. Round 9 will start with seeing Mr. Bugface take on Triantula. After his defeat in round 8, Mr. Bugface is surely looking for some revenge. Will Triantula be its next victim? Coming up next, we're going to have PJP, Poke John Paul II, up against Long Bob, followed by Evolute versus Snooze. Flowerpot will then take on Cyclone in the next contest. Squiggle will also have a confrontation with Wiz. And finally, rounding up round 9, the One-Eyed Monster will take on Cherry L. Who will win? Who will lose? Who knows? But let's tune in to the next episode of Bamzooki Tag, which begins right now!
Stepping into the arena. Mr. Bugface versus Triantula.
3, 2, 1. Go! And away we go with the Mr. Bugface redemption trial on its way. Mr. Bugface picked up to Victor Wiz last time out, with Triantula getting a win. But he does seem to be picking up advantage here, Mr. Bugface, which is certainly a good sign for his team. Triantula is proving a massive roadblock here at times, stopping Mr. Bugface from picking it up really easily. And he is picking up quite a few points. This could be pretty close, you know. Triantula is really showing its own here and showing what it's done so well so far. Its legs that you would really think that would cause so many problems are appearing to work in its favour here. Mr. Bugface just appears to be one step ahead at times, but Mr. Triantula here will certainly feel pleased with its performance. And this is going to be very close at the end of the day, but time is up. What is the final score?
Your winner is Mr. Bugface.
And with that, Mr. Bugface gets back on track with an almighty victory of 14-9 over Triantula. That did look really close though, and Triantula really put up a hefty fight. But at the end of the day, it just wasn't enough, and Mr. Bugface's superior bugfaciness won out in the end. Very impressive stuff, and brings it ever closer to winning that title. Lombob and Cyclone now have to step up to see if it can hold a candle to Mr. Bugface.
Stepping into the arena. Long Bob versus Pope John Paul II.
3, 2, 1, go! And away we go. These two Zooks are low to the floor and looking very speedy. PJP looks like to have a slight speed advantage, but Lombob with his maneuverability is picking up these early points here. PJP is trying to almost push Lombob off there, but really cheeky backslap. And it again, whoa, it's fairly close between the two Zooks. But I think Longbob's maneuverability is proving to be his big advantage here. But that really long front is certainly helping PJP with its hitting targets ever so much, but PJP is gone. I don't think he would have won the contest anyway, because Longbob did look to be impressive, and a little spin there by Longbob. He knows he's won, he knows he's got the advantage here, and he knows he's going to have a giant party to celebrate. Well done, Longbob, and that's time. What's the final score?
Your winner is Longbob.
And keeping the pressure up on Mr. Bugface, Longbob wins 20-7 over the mighty PJP. Its manoeuvrability was definitely a key factor here, as it did appear that PJP was slightly faster. And even with PJP's attempts to push off Longbob with a cheeky backslap, it was able to hold on to pick up a fairly impressive victory. And with PJP falling off when it did, it just gave Longbob even more ways to score points. Can it continue that pressure up in the final two contests? Let's see.
Stepping into the arena. Evolute versus Snooze.
3, 2, 1, go! And away we go. Snooze showing his real good speed there, picking up an early point. Evolute seems to be keeping up with him at the moment, but Snooze is definitely the faster of the two Zooks by appearance, and is definitely a bit more accurate when it comes to hitting the target. But will that prove costly for Evolute? Well, looks like Snooze is not going to give Evolute much of a chance. Evolute tried pushing it off its track, but it does seem to have the advantage here. Evolute is so much slower after a while, like, you know how One Eye Monster has that extra gear? I swear Snooze had that over Evolute, and Evolute's gone! Oh my god, I'm going to call that the Snooze tackle! Whoa! Impressive stuff there by Snooze. He just went straight in and went, bye-bye Evolute, you've disappointed me for too long, I own you now. And there goes Snooze running away with another victory here. Looking fairly impressive, but time is up. How impressive was that win?
Your winner is Snooze.
And a really impressive win for the mighty Snooze, who wins 20-4. It seemed to have Evolute's number right from the off, and that really impressive Snooze tackle to take off Evolute pretty much put the nail in the coffin for Evolute's performance in this round. Evolute will want to try and save face in the final two rounds, but it's proving to be very difficult for him to get an opportunity here. Can it succeed in the final two rounds? Who knows? But Snooze is going to have a party for picking up that win.
Stepping into the arena. Flower Pot versus Cyclone MK5.
3, 2, 1, go! And it's time for Cyclone to get right underneath Flower Pot. There's a massive size difference between these two. Poor old Flower Pot kind of towers right over Cyclone. Oh, that's cheeky by Flower Pot. Nice try though, but it looks like Cyclone once again is totally unfazed by facing a giant Goliath suit that is Flower Pot. And Flower Pot's main tactic is to smother the mighty Cyclone with his smotheriness. And he's stuck, he got pinned on top of his front. That's impressive stuff. Cyclone is doing just about enough here, I think. It's pretty even, I think. Look at these two Zooks go! Flower Pot is not letting Cyclone pass him, and time is up! What a contest! What's the final score?
Your winner is Cyclone MK5.
A fairly close contest, really impressive display by both Zooks, but Cyclone picked up the 12-9 victory here. It was fairly close right from the offset, and Flower Pot once again has come up just short of a win. Only 3 points behind Cyclone. I think this is like the second contest in a row where Flower Pot has become unlucky, and I'm sure there are other cases as well where Flower Pot has come up just short. In other circumstances, Flower Pot would be near the top of the standings. As it is, he's near the bottom. But a fairly impressive display by Cyclone to keep the pressure up on Mr. Bugface.
Stepping into the arena. Squiggle versus Wiz.
3, 2, 1, go! And away we go! It looks pretty awesome here. They look completely outmatched size-wise. Wiz is the smaller, more compact. Squiggle is the longer, and does seem to be the quicker the Zook here. It's like if a Formula 1 car decided to go up against a road car. This is what this reminds me of. They both dance around the target there, but Squiggle, it just seems to be in a different gear. Just dancing towards the target, and he's fallen off and ruined that for him. Squiggle, that could have been an easy 3 points for you. I mean, well, a win, you'd have won, you would have got something from it. That's better than nothing, but no, you squandered it and handed everything to Wiz, and you only have yourself to blame there. That is incredibly frustrating, but Wiz is going to love this, and he's fallen off too. But did he pick up enough points in the meantime to give him the win? What is the final score?
Your winner is Wiz.
Talk about taking a victory from the jaws of defeat. Wiz won that contest 13-9, but the Squiggle team are going to look back on this contest and feel they've been completely robbed here. Their early fall midway through the contest allowed Wiz to pick up an advantage here and get the necessary points to pick up the win. Before this time that Squiggle fell off, Squiggle had full advantage and full control over the match. They've only got themselves to blame for this loss, and they are very right to feel robbed. Let's hope they can make it up in the final 2 rounds.
Stepping into the arena. The One-Eyed Monster versus Cherry L.
3, 2, 1, go! And it's the Battle of the Zooks that form part of the midfield here. The One-Eyed Monster is again showcasing his great speed, and oh, whoa! What a glitch! He's fallen on his back and gone right up in the air, and Cherry's going to pick up the win. And Cherry O, in the meantime, is just going to dance on the target for 5 seconds. You're wasting time! He's gone back on track though, which is pretty awesome, because it's going to be quite painful to watch him dancing on the target. But yeah, Cheerio is going to pick up a win. The One-Eyed Monster can't see himself right here, and it's just, well, on his back. Can't really do anything. Cheerio, hit the target! Oh my god. Cheerio, you're making this painful for me. But yeah, Cheerio is picking up a very impressive win. He could be so much more impressive. Cheerio, stop dancing round the target. You could have scored so much more this round. What's the final score?
Your winner is Cherry L.
And in a surprising turn of events, one that I certainly didn't predict, Cherry L won that contest 15-12 over the One-Eyed Monster, which is pretty good going considering the One-Eyed Monster doesn't often take prisoners. Well, during the contest, One-Eyed Monster has been known for 2 things, being really fast or sending himself off the arena. He sent himself off the arena pretty early on here. That means Cherry L could kind of do what he wants. Although Cherry L, here's a tip. Please start hitting the target when you're left on your own. Now that that round's out the way, let's take a quick sneak peek at standings. With only 2 rounds to go, this table is starting to take shape. There are still 3 Zooks in with a chance of winning. Mr. Bugface is now the clear favourite, only needing to win 1 of his final 2 contests. Longbob and Cyclone have an outside chance, but they must win their final 2 contests. Wiz, Snooze and Triancha have a chance of finishing in the top 3. They just need to win and hope Cyclone and Longbob really mess up in their final 2 contests. Evolute is currently sitting in last place with only 2 wins. He's been disappointing throughout. Can he change those fortunes around? There is still a chance he can overtake One-Eyed Monster, who's currently in 11th, which is kind of ironic, Flowerpot and Cherry L. One of those 6 can still finish in the bottom of the standings. Well, whose fortunes will change for the worse? Who will be our overall winner? And what will the final standings look like? Tune in next time for the finale of Bamzooki Tag. My name's been Robot Master, and I am signing off.